All right. All right. In your book, it says beginning of the story. That's not that. Day. Day, where the sun goes across the sky. All right. So one day. A man there. He's named Gallaudet. Sign. All right, sign. This is his name sign. The G with glasses. So when you see this, they're talking about Gallaudet. He's hearing.
He's walking. He sees a girl
Playing. He's a girl playing there.
Sitting around.
Alone. She's playing alone. Now, okay. When you are, he's just pointing, right? So when you're thinking about in English, what pronoun am I going to use there? If he is looking at the audience and pointing, then it's she. When he is looking at the girl and pointing,
It'd be her.
you, all right, because he's making eye contact with the girl. So now he's talking to her. And we'll watch some, and we'll talk about the body shift when he becomes the character, all right? And they have a conversation. So she's playing alone. He walks to meet her. I don't like the way he signs that because you're going to see in just a moment he is not meeting her face to face. So if I was signing, he walks up behind her. He walks behind her, right? She is facing this way. She does not see him. So I think it's misleading to have them come this way, but he walks to meet her. Or walks up to her. What does he do? He speaks. And the girl plays.
Again, tries to speak to her.
Again speaks.
Girl play.
Girl's playing. Okay, taps her. Now look at where she turns.
She turns around.
All right? So, he is now becoming the character. He's been talking about Gallaudet, all right? And then he is Gallaudet. So Gallaudet is turning this way slightly to his left, right? Remember, bring your eyeballs around here, all right? So he's turning slightly to his left and speaking, and he's speaking downward because this is a little girl. She's shorter. He's not speaking this way, eyeball to eyeball. He's speaking down. When she turns, then he becomes the little girl, and she's going to turn and look up to the right. She can't look up this way because then he's moved. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right? It's important to remember where these people are in juxtaposition to one another. Okay? Especially when you're having conversations between them and you take on those characters. So he's doing body shift not for comparison's sake. He's doing a body shift as a role play, becoming the different characters. So the little girl looks up. Gallaudet speaks. The girl shrugs. What?
Yeah.
Now watch his eyes so you know which pronoun to use. Now And what is he doing? Gallaudet looks at her. All right, that's what these two fingers are. His eyeballs turned towards her. Gallaudet looks at her. She's deaf. Why did you choose she?
Because he's looking down at her.
Because he's looking at you, the viewer. If he was going to say, oh, you're deaf. All right? If I'm Gallaudet, and he's looking, he goes, he's looking at a person here, not here. If he's talking to the little girl, do you see the difference? Right? That's how you know which pronoun it is. If I'm interpreting, that's how I know which pronoun to use. Where are his eyes? He is looking at the viewer, pointing down to the little girl. So my pronoun is she is deaf. Not, because he's not pointing out here, you are deaf. And he's not looking down, you are deaf. He's looking and pointing this way. Okay, so she is deaf. He's telling the watcher this. He wants to teach her. Again, he's telling the viewer this. He's not talking to the little girl, I want to teach you. Because Gallaudet wants to teach her. America. This is America. What is America known as? America is the melting pot, right? Where we all get stirred together because we come, there's only a few that have actually come from this land itself, the Native Americans. The rest of us are immigrants, right? We have come and we've gotten all mixed together from France and England and Germany and Sweden and Africa and wherever else, all right? So this is the sign for America. They have come together and they're all mixed together. So he's saying, here, America, you can point, you can go, here, America, but he's pointing, here, America. Here in America, none,
School.
school, four is from the forehead, for
Deaf children.
deaf children. This is in the mid-1800s. There were no schools for deaf children because most people thought they couldn't be taught. Right? If you're deaf, if you remember from watching the Waiting for the World to Change, Alexander Graham Bell thought you can't teach them. That's kind of ironic because he had a deaf wife. Really? Yes. But anyway, that it was some sort of curse from God that they were deaf, right? And they were unteachable. Aristotle thought you can't teach them. So there's no school for the deaf here. Gallaudet hears. Right? He's pointing to his ear. Gallaudet hears. They have a deaf school over in England. Okay? He hears. Have deaf school there, England. Where did he point for England?
Over there.
To his
His
right. He gets on a boat or ship, and he arrives. We've talked about this is near or close to. Right? He didn't just get near to England; he arrived. He touched there. All right. So back of the hand into the palm. He arrived in England.
Searching for school.
Searches for a school.
Walks towards the school.
Finds a school.
Goes in.
Goes in, not birth. Goes in.
Don't like.
Doesn't like
He doesn't like it.
See students.
Is not signing, right? The teacher is not signing. Students,
Don't.
not signing.
Teacher. Talk. Speaks.
The teacher is talking. What kind of school is this?
School for the deaf.
School for the deaf. It's an oral school. There's probably still some, right, where they think that the best way to teach the deaf is they just need to learn to lip read. Claudette, he's looking around, doesn't like it.
You can hear the school here.
He hears they have a school there, France. All right, now England and France are in basically the same area, so he's not going to go too far. He's going to stay over on that right side. Gets in a boat, travels down the coast. He arrives in France. Searches for a school.
He goes in. He's pleased.
He likes it.
Teacher.
His name, Clerk, is how you say it. All right, he's deaf. The teacher is deaf.
But he doesn't speak.
Good. He's a good teacher. Gallaudet watches.
He's interact.
Teaching sign. He teaches sign. Students are learning sign. Gallaudet looks around, meets him, asks. All right, asks.
To come with him to America. Gallaudet.
Teach their America. Now, where is America?
Over there.
Over here on his left side. Remember, he's traveled, he got to that boat, and he traveled over here. Over here is England and France. Go over there to America. Teach their America. That's Claire. He doesn't tell you what this is. This is Claire's name sign. This is the name sign for Gallaudet. All right, a G like glasses. Claire, I don't know if he was cute, sweet, I don't know what. Maybe he laughed a lot because this is, I don't know. But anyway, that's the sign for Claire. Claire, this is Claire now.
Not sure.
I love it here in France. I love here, France. I love here.
Please.
Ask, begs.
They don't have
Schools in the United States.
any decimal.
Their non-deaf school, their America. Begs. This is please. This is beg. Claire.
Three years.
Okay, I go 3 years. What's that sign?
I'm done.
Finish. All right, 3 years and I'm done. Which is not what happened. But oh, this is fine. Come on. What was this?
Jump over ride.
No, he's looking at you.
Oh, then these two.
The two of them. All right, the two of them
Got on the
get in the boat, and now they're sailing to the opposite side. They're America. They're sailing.
Claire, they both
They write.
write French. English. Gallaudet. Teacher.
teach Clark.
Read, write, English.
That's where is Clark? Clark's in France. He doesn't know English.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, he's in France, so Gallaudet is teaching him to read and write English. Clark teaches Gallaudet signing. Two of them sail, arrive America, set up, establish, found, not found, all right, but to found something, all right? So they set up, establish. First Deaf School America. Now watch the number. So that's the other one that you can choose from. You have the Gum Story with the woman and the man and the woman and the boyfriend and girlfriend and the little boy. Or you have Gallaudet and Clark meeting the little girl.